So that's week 1 done on the meds. So this is an update to my journey now. So I'm done with the 20 milligrams. I'm now on the 30. Week went fine. It went well. I think the biggest thing is it was just tiring. I think because the way I used to work was it was like kind of all or nothing, and then I burn myself out. This week at work, it does seem like it's balanced overall better. Although taking the 30 milligrams today, I'm just getting a lot of the same symptoms that I did when I first took it, basically. So, which surprised me a bit. I wasn't quite expecting it to be so impactful this time around. So that's week 2 done. That's week 1 done, and now it's going to be 30 milligrams for the next couple of weeks. See how that goes. What I also thought might be quite nice is that a few people have asked about the right to choose and how that works, because that's what I went down. That's the avenue I've gone with. So, and it's not necessarily like immediately available for everyone. So, and that's right. That's right. Effectively, what it is it enables you, if you've been on the waiting list and you do need a result, that you can seek a private company based, but one that's been registered to be able to do it with the NHS. I'm fixing one of my shoes while I'm doing this. Hopefully this is going to work. It said apply the appropriate amount. I don't know how much it is. See, like, this is what I mean about medication. Like, this is... Oh my god, that is sticky. Oh, that is stickier than I thought it was going to be. Whew. Let's get that off my finger. Whew. Oh, that is sticky. Oh dear. Oh dear, it's so sticky. Oh, it's so sticky. Oh shit. Oh no. This is the desk. Oh, this is my desk. I actually have no idea where I were, but oh no, I've still got glue on my hands. So actually, what I ultimately did is I kind of had a look at some of this and just checked to see, is a correlation here? Does this make sense in some of the issues that I had? It's not a checklist, it's just a looking at it and just saying, do these things make sense? And review them, and don't think, do they make sense, yes or no? Actual examples. Examples are a really good way for you to challenge yourself. If you can't think of an example and you can't think of regular examples, specifically like from childhood to adult, that have had real meaningful impacts, then you've got to move on from that. But this is always like step 1, like analysing your own behaviour. Where do you fit in with this? So yeah, so like with stuff like this, this has always been stuff for me that I've had issues with. If I had to think of examples, I did a whole documenting stuff, specific examples, going over stuff like that, because again, I don't want a false diagnosis. I'm trying to understand myself. I'm trying to understand how things work for me. That's what I'm trying to get, and this is where I would suggest first is, before you see a GP, before you do anything, just try and understand yourself. Like, some of these aren't positive things. You've got to own up to certain weaknesses. I had to own up to certain things that I was like, yeah, no, I understand how this works. But understanding it and doing it is 2 different things. Me struggling with time where, like, I'm getting, like, setting off late almost all the time. That's a me problem. And that's an actual issue. I have to acknowledge that's an issue, and that's not easy to acknowledge. Well, it wasn't for me, but this is it. You've got to analyse your own behaviour and put actual examples in, and how you feel as though these work, and more importantly, how they impact you. Because everyone forgets stuff. everyone can be distracted. Some people may still struggle to find it hard. You've got to weigh it up. And ultimately, this is step one. Step two tends to be, for example, this is you'll do screening tools. This is one of the things that you'll do. This could be different. It's different between GPs and different practices. My brother did a different way of going through this than what I did. So yeah, so you'll do some form of screening. That'll be early on. You'll go onto the waiting list. If there's urgency there, yeah. If you're an adult, you're probably not going to be prioritised unless there's a particular reason for you to be prioritised. I imagine a lot of the prioritisation goes to children, or if there's a particular like court case or something like that. There's other reasons that people may need the assessment done sooner, so they'll probably go first. So if you could be on for a while. I think be lying glue. Yeah, so effectively what then happen is you'll then have a initial gathering stage there. So it's basically what you'll have at this stage is like you'll have those. And that could be a lot of people, like that takes some time. And they can delay it. Because you're waiting for people to come back. That can delay that. So that's the first thing. And that itself, at least a few months, dependent on individuals' response times. So that's that. Like that will always take some time. Yeah. Then once you've done that, you'll then have interview of experiences with professional. And again, like that could be months down the line. Once you've met with them, you'll then probably have an outcome meeting. The important thing there is no official diagnosis. Final meeting based on evidence will go back to NHS. So they've got to make sure they're meeting certain standards for it to be part. NHS is funding it, so they want to make sure that that they're doing the due diligence. So it will go back to them. That takes some time as well. Only after that do you then get to official diagnosis and next steps. To be fair, I'm pretty sure from memory the outcomes that gave you some information on it, but this is, the official diagnosis. And each one of these, they're not quick. There's a couple of months in between each one, at the very least. But there could be multiple months in between. They are not quick. But that's basically a process you'll go through. And each stage has to be in line with NHS standards through what Reg choose as well. So that's basically how it works, or how it worked for me. I presume that's how it'll work across the board for the most part. And yeah, take care.